Hi everyone, and welcome to my second Animal Crossing video. I've made one previously, like 2 years ago or so, so if you want to go check it out, you can do so on my channel. By no means is this channel an Animal Crossing or a gaming channel. I'm actually an artist. My name is Yan, and so in this channel, I mainly choose to share with you my creative process and just generally the process that goes around creating artwork. But recently, I've gone back to playing Animal Crossing. This is such a safe space for me. It makes me happy, it makes me feel relaxed. So I've been playing it for a while, and when I came back, I realized that my island was in complete shambles. I had totally forgotten that I've completely bulldozed it. So I decided that I wanted to actually rebuild it this time in the correct way. So, welcome to my island, Seasoning Island. And the reason why it's called like this is because I believe that when I bought the Switch to play Animal Crossing, when Animal Crossing first came out, I was finishing with the second or third season of Mob Psycho at the time. And it's a show that I love so much, and I think I was a little bit obsessed with it that I decided to call my island after the city of the show. So I had great ambition of creating a city core type of island for Animal Crossing, but I never actually did it. So now I want to do so. And the idea is to just have a section of the entire island be um, a bit of a replica, not entirely, but a little bit of a replica from that show's city, at least some spaces. So, little by little, I will be showing you how I make this island into a city where my characters can sort of like thrive in and live in and feels like cohesive and well connected. But the city is just going to be one part of the island. I would also want to have a section be a bit more of like a countryside. And so I want to bring a little bit that Ghibli-esque feel into the island. So that's why I'm going for countryside. Lots of greenery, lots of big open spaces with like farming elements to it. And I would also like to make a section that is type of foresty, kinda, just to bring in that extra Ghibli feeling to it. But that will happen through time. Right now, I'm only going to be starting with the city section of the island, and today I will be sharing with you a spit build that I made of a small section that is within the city, and it is a convenience store. So it's a little corner only. And please forgive me if it looks very bare in the end. Like I said, I'm just getting started with it. So it'll take some time before it makes any kind of sense. But yeah, so welcome to Seasoning Island, and please follow me to the next section. So this is the small section we will be working on. I've already finished it, so this is a look into the future. The convenience store is right next to me, but I won't be showing it so that you can see the process of building it. It's very simple, but it will get you into the mood of creating this space. So, anyway, I'm actually not a builder myself. I don't think that I have particularly a great ability at doing that. So I've been watching a lot of other creators and a lot of other Animal Crossing players on YouTube. And if you are also interested in building a city core theme island, I would recommend you go watch videos from Nude Horizons. She's currently building an island based off of Evangelion, and she's using a lot of city elements. Actually, a lot of the codes that I'm using, a lot of the custom codes that I'm using are ones that I've gotten from her. Not that she built them, but she found them. And so she has lists of the codes that she uses for her city. I will also be putting my codes in here. And the other creator would be Mozuku. She's a Japanese Animal Crossing creator and also has the most detailed interior designs and exterior designs as well. So most of the codes that I'm using for this section do come from finding them at either one of those channels. But I've also tried to look for my own custom codes at the custom code shop. I don't remember what the name is for the app inside Animal Crossing, but that's also, sometimes if I just want to find like a break path, I just write like break path and then I look through the entire list and see which one works for me. But yes, so this island will only be possible because there are amazing creators out there who have such great abilities at just creating these custom codes. But yeah, so feel free to check out these creators and to check my list of custom codes so that you can get them for yourself if it's something that you're interested in. Yeah, so anyway, I hope that you guys enjoy this speed building video. I promise that I will bring in a lot more interesting elements to it. I'm sorry that this one might not be the most exciting of it all, but as we go, I will be explaining to you kind of like what is my idea for some of my island elements and so on. And well, let's get started. Like I said, I have some ideas of areas that I want to recreate, but nothing is set in stone. There are some sections, so I'm trying to section, and I kind of ran out of space in some sections. So I'm trying to figure out whether I want to keep it that way, knowing that maybe I won't have enough space to build everything that I wanted, or if I try and rearrange things so that they fit how I originally wanted to. So I went ahead and I created a couple of really quick maps just to, well, not that I created, I just screenshotted my map and I sort of like drew on top of it, sort of how I wanted the areas to be placed in it. So this is my original idea, which has mainly the city downtown, and then above it, you would have the living area, and then next to it would be the school, and then maybe like a little park somewhere in the center. And from then on, the rest of it would be the countryside and the forest parts of the island. However, I haven't really thought about exactly how I want to divide these two particular sections. I'm not terribly worried about it because I think that they're a lot more flexible than the city, because it is in the city that I want to build very specific areas. And so I need to figure out, the correct measurements so that I won't run out of space. So this is why I am more worried about placing things in the city properly first and then going into the rest of it. So I have this map, but then I also have this other map, which is sort of like almost the same, but the only thing that changes is where the living area is and where the school section is. And, like there are other couple things that I have to figure out, but these are two ideas. I might not end up doing any of this for all I care. Like that could also happen. But just to give you an idea of what I'm thinking, what's going on in my head. So about these specific areas that I wanted to recreate, as I said before, the first one is Reagan's office. But I think I was sort of thinking about it, and I am kind of unsure of where I placed it. So I'm thinking maybe instead of putting it on a vertical street, I might change it to a horizontal one. The original idea was for it to be on a vertical one because I didn't want for the house to be visible, and I wanted to create this idea, this sort of feeling that is just another building, which is why I built like other uh, apartments and other apartments and sort of like buildings before it to give it that illusion. I don't know if I kind of nailed it. I sometimes I look at it and I'm like, oh yes, this works. But then sometimes I look at it, it's like this is kind of odd. So I'm trying to figure out whether I want to keep it that way or not, but it is going to still kind of like exist in the same space. I would just need to change the layout a little bit. So the other place that I wanted to recreate is Mob's school, which I think makes a lot of sense. The idea is to make it a fake building, but I do want to place an animal villager's home somewhere in there so that you can go in, into the school, but the inside is going to be the body improvement club / telepathy club classroom. So that is the idea. Another one that I want to recreate as well is, like I said, the neighborhood living area. So that's where Mob's house is going to be. And I was looking at a lot of reference photos and just to give myself an idea. And I realized that there's a lot of trees. So that's why my living area is particularly big, because I think that I could just put all of the houses together. And that was the original idea that I was going to go for. I might go for it because I'm still trying to figure out what's the best way to go about it. But I do want to have like streets going in between the houses to give it that feeling. So that means that it requires more space. So I'm just trying to figure it out. The other place is the convenience store that I'm currently building. This one isn't from Mob Psycho. I just sort of wanted to have a convenience store and have that sort of illusion of going in and it being inside also a convenience store. I chose the Family Mart, the Japanese chain. And the reason I did this is because I just wanted to have green and blue in this area. So that worked for me. I also want to recreate the water canal, which I was, again, looking at reference pictures and I realized that Seasoning City is divided by this canal. And basically on one side of it is the whole living area and on the other side is sort of like the city downtown. And I hadn't realized that. So I don't think that's going to be very possible because I'm running out of space as is. So I'm just trying to figure out a way to include this water canal, but it might not necessarily be true to its original source. I just think it's very iconic because it's also usually the body improvement club's running route. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it just made sense in my head to kind of like add it into the map. So I also went on a villager hunt on the internet. I wanted to see how well I could match some of the villagers to characters in Mob Psycho and with how many I could get away being villagers that I actually wanted. So I actually wrote a list and I wanted to share it with you so that you can give me your insight into what do you think? Like, is there another better villager for these characters? So first, Mob and Reagan, they are going to be human villagers. I don't know if I am going to just have me and Edson sort of like dress as them, or if I'm actually going to make another profile to add them into the game. My problem here is that would add other two houses that I need to keep in mind, and I was not thinking about that until now that I said it. So, decisions. I'm thinking about it. But as for the rest of the characters, I will start with the ones that I've already decided are like, yes, these are perfect. So first we have Teru. For Teru, I'm thinking Delhi. I think Delhi is perfect. Like just look, just look at the little like hair on top. Like that's very representative of Teru. And then also like he's wearing purple and Deli is wearing purple as well. So I think it works perfect. And I wanted Deli as a villager for myself long ago. So perfect. It works. This is set in stone. The other one is Ritsu. I was originally thinking maybe I would go with Kiki for Ritsu because I guess it makes sense. Ritsu's hair is sort of like black, Kiki is black, and she is a cat, has like the spiky ears. But then Rudy came into my island and I was like, it kind of tracks because like I think Rudy's wearing like originally like a yellow sweatshirt, and it's something that I am pretty sure Ritsu wears. I don't know, I think it works for me, honestly. So I might keep Rudy. And if I ever choose to let him go, then I will bring Kiki in because I would also love to have Kiki on my island. Who else do I have that is sort of like set in stone? Oh, so Ekubo. I have some very interesting choices for Ekubo that I think are pretty obvious and work pretty well. So the first option is Admiral. I mean, look at him. The mood is in the correct place. Very sort of like broody, angry type of vibes is giving me. And I think that it can be very equable. But the other option is Scoot. He even has like the little, well, in his case, they're like pink cheeks, but I think it still works pretty well. Either one of those options is great for me. I also consider Tad just because he's a frog and he's green, but I don't know. It doesn't have the equable spirit for me. And I think that another one that is already set in stone and that is already currently living in my island is Tybalt. He's going to stand in for Musashi. I think he works pretty well. I consider other villagers like Biff and All, but with All, I think that he's more of like a lazy type of villager, and I wanted to have a jock because that makes sense, right? It makes so much sense. And I was gonna go for Biff, but I already have Tybalt, and I kind of like him, so yeah, he's gonna stay. I'm also considering Dina or Kat for Tome. I'm not 100% convinced on any of these choices, but I think that I like these two villagers, so I would not mind having them and standing in for Tome. I also found the perfect candidate for Tsubomi, and that is Dottie. I think she's perfect for Tsubomi. I think they're both really cute, and I think they would both, like, they're both very popular, so just, it works for me. I was also considering Serizawa. I'm not very sure about these choices either. I thought about Punchy because I want to have Punchy on my island, so it was like, well, I guess he will be Punchy, or maybe Punchy will just be Punchy and Serizawa will not be here at all. And the other option was Walker. But I don't know, like, I would much rather have another villager. I mean, I like Walker, but I'm talking about, like, I prefer other characters. And last but not least, Mesato. Mesato was also such an easy choice because I think there are two villagers that are perfect for her. So much that I don't know which one to pick. So one is Felicity and Pom Pom. I think both of them are perfect. But I really like Pom Pom's look in her eyes. Like, her eyes just make me giggle. She looks so cute and so funny, so I'm probably gonna go for Pom Pom. But yeah, so this would be sort of like my lineup of animal villagers that I would like to have. Obviously, I think not all of them are going to fit because I already have other villagers that I want to keep. So yeah, we will see what happens. So this is how it turned out, guys. What do you think about it? I know that it's not the most amazing build ever. In fact, it is just the beginning. I know that it was kind of like it's placed there in the middle of nowhere. The idea is sort of like built, obviously, around it a lot more buildings, and just I'm trying to see if I add another level so that we can have some stairs going up and sort of make the downtown city space a lot more interesting to navigate. So yeah, maybe you could do that, and then it would be much more interesting. But so far so good. Honestly, I really like the way that it looks. Um, I was not happy at all with the previous sort of arrangement that I had for the items, and I was very excited about this one. I don't know why particularly is the one that excites me the most, like a convenience store, but it is. So I'm happy that I'm done with this. Like I said, I will continue to build around it, and you will probably see it in next videos. But yeah, for now, this is what I have for you guys. So I hope this was interesting enough for you to watch. And I'm very excited to continue building my island. Hopefully, I will bring many more interesting videos with more interesting builds. But hey, you get to see it from the very beginning. Because right now, my island's a mess. But once we get to the end of it, it is going to be exciting to look back and see sort of like how much it's grown. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you soon, I guess.